Well, hello, 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 hello. Sorry, I was testing my machine to make sure everything looked good before I got started on my live. Can you guys hear me? I'm trying to get logged on. Can y'all hear me? Hello? Yes, you can hear me. Perfect. Okay, good. Sorry. Good afternoon. So I started testing out my quilting on a sample. I have another sample that I'm going to show you guys how to get started, and then I'll move on to the baby quilt. Is there an echo now? Because I had turned up my volume for a second, thinking, test it myself kind of thing, but no. Okay, good. All right, thank you. Thank you, Shanova. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I have a special darting foot, free motion darting foot on my industrial. This foot here is like $125 foot. So it's an expensive foot, but it's so worth it when you're doing free motion on your industrial. So here is just a sample that I've quilted. I've sandwiched, I've got my backing, my batting, and then another piece of cotton. Now, what I've done here is I like to sandwich everything with the same type of material. So cotton, the same type of loft batting that I'll be using for the baby quilt, and then the top, and I even spray basted this in place as well, just to make sure that I don't have any different things. So whenever you're going to start free motion quilting, you always want to make sure you're using a good quilting thread for your top. The bobbin thread, you can use a generic thread. It's not a big deal. But your top thread, you want to make sure it's a good quality quilting thread, machine quilting thread, and a new needle. So always start with a new needle. I have my stitch length set at 2, but it's not really going to matter because it's free motion quilting, so it's pretty much the speed and how I'm moving it. All right. Sorry, guys, I have to take off my shoes because I can't feel the pedal. And if I can't feel the pedal, I don't know how fast I'm going or not going, and so on and so forth. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and put this up underneath, and I'm going to draw my bobbin up. So I'm just going to tuck it underneath. Okay. All right, so what I like to do is put my needle down, bring my needle up, bring up that bobbin thread. Okay, and just bring it up, and then just hold it in place. You're not moving it right now. You're just making a couple of stitches to lock it in. And then now I'm going to lift it and push my bobbin threads and everything out of the way. Okay, so now let's get started. This is a free motion foot right here. So it's a clear darting foot with a spring mechanism here so we can help adjust it so that you're not having to do too much with your tension. Yes, it's just for industrials. You might be able to put this on one of the high shank feet, but I don't recommend it because unless it fits perfectly, you're spending a lot of money for this foot, but it may not work. All right, so let's get started. Good morning, Margaret. Oh, yes. Margaret, Margaret, right. Okay. Yeah. I've sent invoices to everybody. If you haven't got an invoice from me, it's because I didn't see you as a customer before. So I'll be sending out another thing. Usually I go through Facebook Messenger and like ask you for your stuff. Like I had to do the same thing with Dalva because I didn't have her as a customer. But I am working on those as well. But yes, I am doing a live today. So what I'm doing now is just getting a feel for the machine. You can go as fast or as slow as you want to. Now, the stitch length itself depends on how fast how fast your needle is going versus how fast your hands are moving. So I always like to make sure I have like a square on my hands, and then you can kind of like, so the quicker I move my hands, the bigger my stitches are. So right here, all my stitches are kind of big, but if I go faster, they go smaller unless I move my thing faster. So once I get to there and I have to reposition, you can go ahead and snip that because it's locked in place now. And then you can go ahead and get a motion for it again. And I thought the little bees swirling around would look cute. This is just kind of giving me a feel for the machine, a feel for what I want to do on the baby quilt before I get started. Now, the difference between this and like a free, like a quilting machine, like the free arm machines, is they have a regulator that no matter how fast you go, the stitches and everything go the same. I don't know how, but it's some kind of regulator that it has going on. So whenever you start quilting, you always want to start quilting in the center. All right. Oh, I just snapped my thread. I snapped my thread, my bobbin thread, and so then it snapped this thread because I went too fast and I jerked it. So that's something you have to be aware of. If you go too fast and then you do a quick movement, it will break your needle. So no big deal. Just rethread the needle. I am using a size 10 needle. And this is a variegated cotton thread, cotton machine quilting thread. So there are two differences. There are hand quilting and then there's also machine quilting. You want to make sure that you're getting a machine quilting, not hand quilting, because hand quilting is a little thicker. And it's not a bad thing, but just letting you know, it is thicker, so you need a thicker needle. You're trying to help me feed the puppy. Oh, that's awesome. She's in her crate sleeping right now. She is having some kind of allergy going on, like her eyes are red and she's like itching a lot. She's not sneezing, but she is having allergies to some things. So I had to put her on a little bit of Benadryl. And she's been itching like crazy. That's the big part right there. All right, so now we're going to go ahead like that, stop, and then reposition. Now, what I like about my machine is that I have the stitch down position, so that whenever I stop, it always stops with my needle down. Even if it has to take an extra stitch, I'd rather it have my needle down so that way if I have to move this, or you know, when you'll see when I have my bigger quilt, it just gets to be very big and sometimes you have to stop and maneuver things, and when you do that, you don't want your needle being up and you're traveling your stitches when you're not trying to. Sandra, what is the stuff? What is the stuff under the fabric and what are you making? Okay, so this is a quilt sandwich. So this is a backing, just a quilt cotton, from Joann's, and this is batting, and then this is just the top. So I'm just making a fake quilt sandwich right now, and I'm just getting a feel for my machine before I start my free motion quilting on the actual quilt. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm just kind of like yeah, me too. I had a less bill than I ordered. Yeah, Margaret, I have to readjust a lot of people's stuff because they ordered stuff afterwards too. So it's good. You know what I didn't know? I didn't know that when I did a live like that, that the comments don't show up for 72 hours. So I had to rewatch the live to listen to everybody's orders and try to get everybody's orders in. So some people I didn't quite may have not gotten everything. That's why I was like, hey, if I miss anything, just let me know. Um, but the comments are there now, so I can go back and look at comments now rather than just listening into everything, because some things are in the comments and it wasn't spoken out loud. So I was like, oh, live and learn, live and learn. I need to talk to Georgia with Fierce Kittens and ask her how she does the there's like automatic like AI thing that she has with hers, that if people like type in a certain thing, like they want to order something, it automatically sends them like the invoice or something. I don't know. Or sends them to a link. I don't know if there's anything that I can do for live shopping like that, because I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really cool. All right, I think I've got a good feel for it now, so that I can go ahead and do the baby quilt. This is just kind of addicting. I'm just saying. If you just want to just sew random things, just get a couple pieces of fabric, put some padding in it, and practice free motion. It was fun. I had Monica in here yesterday because she forgot to order some other things, like hardware and stuff like that, while she was on the live. And she's like, I'll just come in and just add it to my order. I was like, okay, no problem. So the back, you can't really see that much because it's white thread. But you can see right here, these little eyelets right there. That happens when I'm going too fast, when I'm moving too fast and the stitches aren't as fast, if that makes sense. So my speed is slow, but my hands are moving fast. That's when those eyelets happen. So now these right here are very consistent. These are the ones I just finished doing. So I'm like, okay, I'm happy with that now. So it's like, she's not going to nitpick, you know, but I still like to make sure I do a good quality product. All right, so let me pull out the baby quilt. I have already sandwiched it. My daughter helped me sandwich it. Excuse me. So it's this big, big, big. Hi, Cynthia. It's this big, beautiful quilt, and I was showing Shanova and Tori the progress of this during my Thanksgiving holiday. So it's like these beautiful quilted hearts. It's like a heart instead of a star block, and then it's an Irish chain with a square block in the middle. It's super cute. I loved the combinations. She wanted something very vintage and girly, so that's what we went with. And I actually linked in the description the name of this pattern. I bought it on Etsy. Okay, from the bag making class, do you carry the lining material? Oh, so that lining fabric is a tester that I was working with. I will be ordering it. I have like 6 different colors coming in, probably beginning of the year. I don't see me getting it before the beginning of the year, just because, like I said, November and December are my slow seasons, and for me, November and December being slow, I have to conserve my my earnings to do things like pay rent. So I can't quite reinvest it quite as freely as like in the summer months when I have more classes. All right, so I'm going to put this in, and then I'm going to work in this particular section. So I'm just going to open this up, put it under. So I'm putting my sandwich under. And then I'm going to start working from the center out. So I want to really get to my center as much as possible. And I know that this is my center block because it's a 3x3. So 3 across and 3 down is that's what it is. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to go like right there. So here you can kind of, if you wanted to, you can get a piece of chalk and really like draw things out if you wanted to. I'm just going to kind of just go with the feel for it. I don't know. I think with this particular quilt, I think swirls would look really pretty. But let's see what happens. Okay, I will stay tuned. Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, I will. I absolutely love this fabric. So here's the thing. This fabric here, this fabric right here is actually a custom print that I ordered. And so is this green one right here. It's a custom print. So I couldn't find what I was looking for in Joann's or anywhere really. So I had to get crafty and design my own fabric. Okay, so you could also do what that's called dot to dot quilting, which dot to dot means it's like if you want to go from here and just kind of swirl to here and go from here and swirl to here, you could do that. And you could do dot to dot. So that's what I'm going to try right here. I think right in this block here, I'm going to go like and do one of those like little loop-de-loop shapes. I don't know. Let's go for it. The worst thing that happen is I have to just the worst thing will happen is I unpick it. That's the worst thing that'll happen is I'll unpick it. Okay, so I pulled up my bottom thread. Okay, stitched in the same spot just to kind of like secure my stitching. And then I'm just going to kind of see like, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to just kind of go straight across diagonally? Like, what do I want to do? So I don't know. Let's go for it. All right, guys, you guys ready? Woo! I'm nervous now. What I'm doing now is called stapling. It's just like a swirly swirl. So this quilt is bigger, so obviously the weight of it is starting to pull on me, so you have to just kind of I have to like hold on to it and then really pull it. And obviously it's thicker in the spots where you have pieced things together. Okay. I think I moved too far. I need to go that way. So I'm just gonna turn this around and come back towards myself because this is the block I'm supposed to be working on and I don't know what I'm doing. You should see me like trying to hold on to myself with this chair while I'm pushing because it's like pushing against me and it's moving me. Okay. All right. Whew, okay. I feel I do better when I go faster. There's a bit of a bump there. Yeah, there's a bit of a bump there. It gets kind of thick right there with all of the layers. You just have to be aware of that. Okay, am I gonna win any awards for this? No, probably not. But it'll be quilted, it'll be pretty, and it's handmade. What's the question? Can you embroider a name with it? You can, if you know how to, I would say if you're gonna try to like embroider like an initial or something like that, you can do it, but you have to probably put it on a hoop or something to really control where it's going. All right, so now I'm gonna kind of come down here and then work on this block and then just go working from block to block. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now here, this is starting to pull on that. So let me take that piece off there. Whew. This is a workout, guys. I don't have the patience for that. For this or embroidery? Oh, I broke my thread. Darn it. I knew that was going to happen. Okay. So I do have a video coming out this weekend that shows you guys the table runner that I did live the week before Thanksgiving when I went live. I have that one coming out this weekend, and that one I just show you how to do just straight line quilting, what's called in the ditch. So come on, buddy. Why isn't this one in it? Come on. Yeah, it's there. I'm just trying to do the one side. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so it's like already, or the bottom didn't snap. This one snapped. Okay. All right, let's try this again. Okay, let's do it right there. Okay, so now I'm going to try to come up to this block. Oh, that's not right. Okay, so I'm going to try to come up to this block here, and then I'll probably do like more straight looking things on the other one. Can you do straight lines quilting? Knowing nothing about it. Yes, yes you can. You love straight line quilting. Yeah, I do too. I love straight line quilting, but I wanted to challenge myself a little bit on this one. The other design that I have is more just blocky, doesn't have as many piecing, so that one I might just do more waves rather than swirls, but we'll see. And something just went in the trash. what went in the trash? Oh, my cell phone. Oh, I have my first grandson. Would love to make his name on a quilt blanket. Oh, so you can there's some places on like an Etsy and stuff like that you can get DTF like really coolly like made with his name and then just put that on a quilt label. That would be very cool. That's what I'm doing to this one. I'm going to put a really fancy quilt label on this one with her name. Oh, I did it again. I keep doing it. It's moving too fast. All right, so before I draw it up, I'm going to cut my thread. So then that way when I draw it up, I'm not, there we go, that's right there. I'm not trying to work against myself, really. Now, do you have to draw it up? No. But if you don't draw it up, you get this thing called nesting. Underneath. Oh, I just did that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Oh, this is a new level of blocking and piecing. My machine came with a guide that says for quilting. I've never tried it. Yeah, it's like this like long arm thing that kind of sticks out and it kind of points down to the quilt. It helps you do straight quilting, or even if you're doing like diagonals, you can do diagonals too. Hold on a second, I think someone's here. These are a few of my favorite things. Sorry. Okay, so obviously it doesn't want to be drawn up, so it's just going to do that. It's already drawn up, but hold on. Yep. Hold on. Hold on. Door is open. Hold on just a second, guys. I've got somebody here. Come in. Come in. It's open. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. So you're welcome. Hey, baby girls. Are you awake? All right, baby girl's awake now. All right. Sorry, I had a customer picking something up. She didn't realize the door was open. Okay. All right. I need something new to start making bags. You can quilt bags. Shanova's done quilting on bags. All right, so Okay. Okay, come on, buddy. There we go. It always psychs me out when it goes to white because I'm like, did it break? And it didn't. It's just because it's a variegated thread. You can't hear anymore? Never mind. Okay. Oh, sorry. This one. Is it not doing it? Skip. Can you guys see again? I'm sorry. Sorry. My son's my niece. She actually was calling to talk to my son. And I forget that we're connected. Like his stuff is on my phone. So I'm just gonna send a message to his dad to tell him to have Dwight Jr. call Dallas. Messenger. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's do this. You guys should see my mouth. The funny expressions that my face does when I'm doing something and I'm really concentrating. You should see it. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Okay, come on. There we go. A bit like going through the hump. It doesn't like going through the really thick seams because it pops the thread every time. And this is like a good quality thread. This is not like a cheap thread. This is like $10 for a small spool. It's not the thread quality. It's all in me. It's all me. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. There we go. Went over the hump. Okay, Sandra, would you do a video or a live on just basic beginning quilting for a baby blanket and what materials needed? At Gypsy Woman, do you sew pieces or blocks together first and then make the quilt blanket? Yes. Ooh. Okay, so yes, I can do a video on a basic baby quilt with some basic just square blocks. That's how I started. Actually, my very first ones were just a charm pack, so 5x5 squares, and it already comes with everything kind of like matched and together when it's a pack together. So it's really cool. But yeah, I could do that. Yeah, it would make a nice one. So 6 pieces to make a block, then sew blocks together in a row, and then add rows together. Yep, that's right. I'm sorry if my head is in the way. I'm really getting in a groove right now. So that's what you do. You just kind of get in a groove and just keep moving. Just keep it going, right? Just kind of get in a groove. You keep it going. Oh, okay. So hold on a second, because for some reason, this camera stopped. Huh. That's all right. You guys, which camera view did you like better? Did you like this one pretty much better than the other one? I don't know what happened. So right now it's just this one, which is okay. That's okay. Okay. Did it again. Oh no, I didn't break it. Okay. But I think I did. Something happened. Something happened. It's shredding. Ah, see, I knew something happened. I can tell when it stops stitching. Hold on. There we go. Now I got you guys full screen, just on one screen. I can see what I'm doing with my hands. Because I got like magic hands. I really don't, but hey. All right. I didn't hold it on enough. Okay, so let's see here. Doop de doop de doo. I'm on the struggle bus today. That, and I actually got sleep this morning. My husband got up with Luna this morning. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe I actually need to like not have sleep. And that makes it better? Maybe? Maybe not. You know, smaller needles have smaller eyes. And I usually don't have a problem threading it. But obviously, I'm on camera. So, okay. Whew. All right, so now I gotta move to this half of the block. Okay, thanks. I only have to thread from Kasaya. Yeah, only use quilting cotton thread. You can't use the nylon thread for this. It's too heavyweight. Even though it's beautiful thread. All right. So did I quilt all of my squares? I did. Yay! I did it. Whoop, whoop. Look, Mom, I did it. My mom doesn't watch my lives. She could, but she doesn't watch my lives. Sorry, Mom. No, I don't know. She doesn't watch my lives. She gets notified and everything. She just doesn't watch them. All right. Now, my mother-in-law watches them more frequently, especially if it's not the same time during her stories, because, you know, she loves her stories. All right, so I think from right here, I'm just going to show you guys how I do the straight stitches, like shadowing like the boxes, and then through here, I'll probably do some swirls. All right, so I'm going to go there. I'm literally going to that seam. So you guys can see that probably very well. There's a seam right here, right? So let me see. I think I want to do the outside frame. I'm trying to think. Okay, let me go for it. Okay, so what I'm doing, my stitch length a little high. So what I'm doing is I am following this red line on that seam, and that's what's helping me go straight-ish or straighter if I would be doing it without. You're always wanting to look for a point of reference. When you have a point of reference, then you can really move along things. All right. I really love the Midnight Quilt lady. I forget what her name is, but she did like a Midnight Quilt series for a little while there, and I love her. Yep, Missouri Star Quilt Company is another one. I like the older ones from Jenny. Okay, and then go like this. Okay. Okay. I'm not really a fan of fat quarter shop. I am not going straight at all. Oh, I went too far. I was supposed to stop there and go across. Darn. Okay. So what happens if you've quilted too far? What do? Unpick it. Just take it off and unpick it. So from here to here, I have too many threads because I was not paying attention. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through and then just pull my thread. Now what I like to do is kind of like break a top stitch and then break the bottom stitch about where it needs to be. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I could do it without breaking the bottom stitch. Yeah, and then I could just pull it out. Okay. So I'm literally taking it off. So there's two sides to my blade. There's a sharp side and then there's just a curved side. I'm using the curved side against the thread right now just to pick it. You could use a seam ripper. I just find this is like a jack of all trades kind of thing, this scalpel looking thing. All right, so I did that. And then now back here, I'm just going to grab that bobbin thread and cut it. Bam. Unstitched it. Crisis averted. Now, I do need to go here and just kind of tack in those stitches a little bit. Oh, hi, Grandma. So see, Shirley is my mother-in-law. We call her Grandma. And she watches my YouTube channel. Like I said, my mom gets notifications. She just doesn't watch. Nice and slow and even we go. La-dee-da, nice and slow. And even we go. My head is all in the shot. Don't ask me why I'm singing today. You're welcome. Yeah, I think she's too, like, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't care for Fat Quarter Shop. When I want to buy quilting supplies and my local quilter doesn't have it, I go to Missouri Star Quilt Company. They always have everything that I need. Not, competitive pricing for a quilt shop. And then Jenny's tutorials for me are just worth it. Right, so I'm taking it off and I've tacked it down so that the stitches don't come undone. Where is it? Did I run out of bobbin? Did I win bobbin roulette? Yes, I'll be quilting the borders. Oh, I won it! I won it! I literally stopped just right there. Ooh, yes. The little things, people, the little things. All right, let me go ahead and wind my bobbin. So on my bobbin, I have a white thread, just a generic white thread, nothing too fancy. Oops, sorry guys. It is a cotton thread, but it's not like as good as the top thread because it's the bobbin. Let's be real. Okay. Angela, I think her name is Angela, the Midnight Quilt series. So at some point, I'm also going to be making a dog bed because Luna needs a dog bed. Because the one I ordered for her on Amazon is way too small for her. But I'll talk about that after I finish winding a bobbin. Don't overfill your bobbins. And it may feel like you need to, but don't. Okay. I'm so excited I won bobbin roulette. That is so awesome. So Wendy, who's a gypsy woman, is really awesome. She's a wealth of knowledge. She came in for a workshop and she just wanted to come and hang out. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to hang out. I was like, oh, okay. Come on. There we go. There we go. I want to have a long enough tail. Okay, so now let's do the border. So I'm going to do, for this border here, I think I just want to do like crossing over, like crosses. I think that would be really cool. Once I get my order from Sandra, I can go and get stuff I need for making my grandson's first baby quilt for Christmas. Yeah, totally. Okay, so let me see here. Let me start at a corner. Yeah, let me start right here. I'm going to start at this corner. Okay. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I want to come to this corner and then from here, come to here and go back forth like that, just to make like crosses. That's my thought. So I'm going to use this red mark to really help me navigate to come across this direction. So it's kind of like driving a car, but backwards. I guess like backing up a trailer maybe. So you're going to just want to keep that right through there. Now, if you have a ruler, that one may not be thick enough, but this one might be. If you have a thick enough ruler, you could just kind of like use this against it and don't let it move kind of thing, or just draw out your line. Now I can see that even though it's white on white, I can see it. Why isn't it stitching? It's not stitching. Oh. Hello, Bobbin. What you doing, Bobbin? Oh, okay. For some reason, my bobbin is. And that happens sometimes with, it gets kind of like stuck a little bit inside there. Just a little particles from sewing get stuck. There we go. All right, let's try that again. Boom. And you'll notice that I can actually move this without putting up my foot. You can tell I can move it around. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking to make sure that the presser foot that you're using allows you to really start moving it. Don't do what I do. It has you like move it around. And that's why it's called free motion, because you're literally moving it around in a free method, like freestyle stitching. Oh, that's too funny. All right. Okay. Hold on to my chair so I don't scooch back. I'm going to go straight across. Ready, go. Don't look at the needle. Don't look at your needle. Look at where you're going. Like, look at the red mark and make sure it's going. Oops. I dropped you guys. All right. So now this direction, I want to go from there to there. So the distance. Oh, I didn't do that part. Okay, I'll come back to it. This distance here, you can measure if you wanted to. This direction. And that's about 5 inches. So I can say, okay, it's usually about 10 inches down. So, boom, that's going to be my mark where I'm going to try to go to. It's like right here, right? So then you can go like that and make a line and go down it. So you can use quilts to help, rulers to help you along the way too. So I'm not looking at my needle. I'm looking at that red mark. And sometimes the chalk gets, in the way. So you have to. Okay. So now again, mark it down. I'm going to go to there. Go to there. Hey, girly. Or yeah, there's patterns for quilting. And so yeah, you can definitely just like there's little steps, like templates, staple step. I don't know what they're called, but there's like templates that you can get and like to draw on your quilts and stuff like that. I just like the idea of just kind of going with it. If you guys haven't noticed already, I kind of like, yeah, that's what I'll do. Now, Sarah, she might need to go out because she woke up about 20 minutes ago.
She's just lying there.
Is she?
Yeah, she's just lying there.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I kind of want to probably overshoot just a little bit to go here, to then come here, and not be exactly the same size because I want it to kind of come here, so then go this way, so that it starts hashing. So, okay, I'll do that. Yeah, anything bigger than like a twin size, I don't quilt myself. I take it to the long arm. Because it just gets to be too much. Like, even for me. Like, it's just too much. There we go. Okay, so now to make the turn. Okay, so to make the turn, we're going to come down. This is where you have to kind of like think ahead, because I'm going to have to go around and travel some anyway to do the cross marks to make them crisscross. Woo! Wendy, that's a lot of stitching. All right, so if I come to here, I can go to, okay, so doop. And then I go doop, 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 doop. Okay, let's see what we got. Let me just go this direction. All right. So you see what I'm doing now that I'm pulling all of this over to this side? You don't want to do that. So I'm just going to, oops, sorry guys. Oh, I forgot. I'm not even using that one anymore. Okay. All right, so. These are a few of my favorite things. Yes, I know, Sarah. I could hear you. Nobody else could, but I keep singing it. All right, so I took it off because I want to start here and keep going. All right. You like dense quilting? Yeah. Okay, so I go like this. I move this like this. Like this. Oop, don't move on me. Okay. So you always want to keep like the bulk of it over to the left and not in the throat area. But the good thing about industrial is you really do have a deep throat area. Oh, forgot I had dropped my phone. Oh, goodness. Hold on. Let me put this to charge because it will go dead in about like 5 minutes. Sorry, guys. There we go. I wanted to make sure my phone didn't die. Okay. The faces I make, guys. The faces I make. Right, Sierra? They're hilarious. My husband takes pictures of me sometimes with my funny faces. All right, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go straight. I don't have to come off. There we go. No, this is actually a crib size. So I think this one is like 53 by 53. This is considered a crib. Or is it 45 by 36? I think this is a square. The other one is more of a rectangle. I'll show you guys that one later. Oops, sorry. Okay. Yeah, no smaller than 36 by 36. I concur, Wendy. It pretty much depends on how much you want to put into it. That's true. Like this quilt, I used 3 yards for the printed fabric, so 1 yard of each one. And then I have left over for the back because this one didn't really need a lot, these little squares here, so I used that for the back of the quilt. But I still had some stuff left over. So I had left over of this and this and the white. The white I needed a yard. Yeah. 1 1/4 yard or something like that of the white. So it didn't take up too much. Excuse me, I got hiccups. It didn't take up too much fabric, but I would say most quilts you're going to want to have at least a yard of each thing. You may have leftover, but then you can do something like a pillowcase or something. Well, hello, Cindy. All right, ready? So I'm going to go from here to here now. I'm going to connect it to this one right here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to travel back to here and come back to this corner because I started off a little short of where I needed to start. So I'm going to try to stitch where I had stitched before, but I may not be perfect, and that's okay. Boom. Yes. All right. So now that I've gotten to this corner, I'm going to travel down. I'm going to travel down and then come across. So it's like a cross from each other. Yes, that's right, Wendy. You can also do a panel. Yes, they have cute panels out there that you can purchase, um, and you just add some borders to it, and you are home free. I think there. Yeah, I'm kind of guesstimating, guys. There's nothing perfect about any of this. There's nothing you can't fix. Did she have the hiccups again? We think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go to right here. Go. And then right. Yeah, almost diagonally, but not really. So there to there to there. Okay, let's go right here. Oh, thank you. I think it will be really pretty too. This is one of my good repeat customers that has entrusted me with her baby quilt. Not her baby quilt, but like she ordered the baby quilt. So I'm trying to figure this out now because that's kind of short there. So come here to here. Yeah, I'm gonna go right here. I have done a California King for her, and that bad boy went to the long armor. I was like, nope, not doing that. Not doing that. Okay, so I think like right to there. When anybody takes it out and starts measuring stuff, you know, it's just, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It looks good to me, and it looks good to everybody. Hi, Melissa. You start on the easy one for your first quilt. I'm not ready to dive into that deep and get lost. I just use 9 fat quarters. Yeah, 9 fat quarters is great because it's got different variation of colors and things like that. I like the yardage because it's the same fabric repeated. So to me, it like ties it in a little bit more than when you do like 8 or 9 different prints. But that's the great thing about quilting or piecing. It's pretty much your rules go. There's some guidelines, but overall, it's not like detrimental if you don't follow all the guidelines. All right, so I think I'm gonna go to travel to here and then go down. No, I don't want to do that. I want to go this and then that way. Okay, just like I did before. So I'm literally just going around and around and around my borders. And then these borders here, I think I'm going to do like a figure 8 kind of thing. I think that would look really cute. But then I may not do any quilting on that border. I may go, I think this is done. Because sometimes you can't over quilt. Because it looks good. It looks good. You're good with it. Then say, okay, it's done. But if you feel you want more, then do more. No one makes up the rules for this except you. Right, Sierra?
Yes.
That's right. Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to get you guys a little bit closer. There you go. I think I ended up bumping you at some point and pushed you back. All right. And what I'm doing right now is just considered like dot to dot quilting. And Angela with the Midnight Quilt Show, she talks a lot about that. And I practiced a lot of dot to dot before I ever started doing like the swirls, or what she calls like pebbles. Oh, that line got a little wobbly, but I'm okay. So Margaret, you said Angel Walters. That's her name, Wendy. Thank you. So Sandra, I'm thinking about cotton fabric you had of Dobby the elf for a Christmas blanket. So that is a waterproof cotton canvas. You could do that, but I would do it more of a backing than I would do for like the top of a quilt, because the baby's going to be on this part. The backing maybe not so much, or be against like the ground. But hey, you know, like I said, it's you make the rules. If you want Dobby, go for it. Okay. Oh, look at that. We came back to the beginning. Whoop, whoop. All right, and then I go from here to here. Boom, boom, and then I'm done. And then I can just do the little diagonals when I go around. Okay. Bam. All right, so it is cotton, but it is a cotton canvas. So a cotton canvas is more like a duck canvas, like something you would use for like a tote bag, you know. It's very close to upholstery, but not as thick as upholstery. That's why it's great for bag making. But it's still a natural fiber, so it's still cotton. It's just thicker. So these quilting cottons are thin and vibrant. Like they're not too thin, but they are thin enough that you can see the seams and the piecing. That was a good question. You know, it's a good thing to know. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edge, all the way around the edge, and then when I get to these things here, I'll go down and then back up. And then I think I am done quilting today. Okay, and that one I've already done diagonally, so don't do any of that. Oh, right there. Let me just do this. So. Oh goodness, now I can see. I was like, wait a minute. Why can't I not see it? I'm getting half my light turned on. Okay. Habit. You don't need a back stitch, just need a stitch, but it's habit. Okay. So take those off. Take that one off. These are a few of my favorite things. Sierra, what was that song I was singing this morning that I only know two verses of it? Not even.
I don't know.
She's like, I don't know. I give up on you, Mom. All right. All right, I'm going to come to this part right here. Here's my favorite thing. I need to put on some music. I love listening to music while I sew. But the only problem is there's so many things that are copywritten and all that other stuff that, you know. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, guys. Mayday, mayday. I'm sorry. I was like, what did I knock over? And then I'm like, oh. Sandra, okay, so hold on. Sandra, before you're in can you show me the name you was talking about? Oh, I haven't got it done yet. It's being ordered tonight. Oh, this is kind of wobbly and loose. It's a loosey goosey. It's just like saying her name and then it says Grandma and Grandpa love you, and it's just gonna be like a little square thing that I'm gonna add to the back. It's just called a quilt label. And you can get them embroidered. But I kind of like the DTF because you can add stuff to it. Like you could add designs. Oop, see, I almost did that. Yeah, I almost did that. That's not where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be right here. I caught myself that time. Okay. So there to there. Then we are done. Oop. Sorry, guys. I keep just bumping y'all. If you know someone local with an embroidery machine. That's right. If you have somebody in local that can do an embroidery machine, it's just pretty much just saying their name like fancy and saying something on there. Like if you're making it for someone personally that you know, you could say, you know, handmade by grandma just for you, and then put their name on it or something. Really cute. Something really cute. All right, so now I'm going to stretch my foot because I want to baste around my layers before I cut off the backing, the excess, because you always want to have excess. You always want to make sure you can really like push things. Before I do that, I want to go to my back and then see and make sure I don't have any like bunching or anything. Because this is a time to fix it. If you have any kind of like fold over or tucks or something like that that you don't like, you really want to. I'm going to move you guys really fast at a different angle. So watch out. There you go. Is that? There we go. Is that good? You guys can see the backing. Like I'm just trying to go back through and just take off any little snippy like knots or whatever that I see like hanging loose bobbin threads everywhere. I'm loving this so much. I love that the white kind of blends in. You can kind of see a little bit here and there with the green, but I thought this was a very good combination for the thing. I think you're looking at me too much. There we go. So I like it. We have no tucks or anything. I did really well. My daughter helped me do the quilt sandwich. We used a basting spray. Sarah, can you give me the basting spray that we used so I can show them what it looks like? I'll show you guys the basting spray that I bought. I buy it on Amazon. I'll put my Amazon affiliate link to this so that you guys can get it if you need to. And I barely used any of it. That's what I like about it, because there's a lot of times where you get the basting sprays, like the quilting ones, and they're just, by the time you're done, you've used an entire one. So I like the tacky spray, and it's repositionable. It dries clear. It's very powerful though, so you have to be in a big ventilated area. I have a huge studio, 3,000 square feet, pretty much open warehouse type of space, and I still had the doors open while I was using this. So there it is. I'll put a link on it below. 505. I mean, I've tried 505, but the thing is, by the time I actually spray it and put it down, I've used up an entire bottle just for one quilt. So for me, it's not economical, but some people, hey, they don't need as much spray as I do. Some people don't need as much spray as I do. Okay, great. All right. This is awesome. Look at that. Oh, this is so cute. This turned out so cute. Hold on. Let me move my spider because she keeps waggling around everywhere. Hang her right there. Okay. So I'm going to change my foot out. I'm going to put back on my regular foot so that I can just do the edges. So here's another foot that you can buy, and I think this one's a very generic one that you can buy from Amazon, but you can't see through it. It does almost the same purpose as this, but this one kind of holds it down a little bit more, and it's helps kind of go over those bumps a little bit because it's got more of a curve to it. But the problem with this one is I can't see through it, so I can't see where I'm going. and I really use those cross hashes a lot for things. So that's why I didn't use this one and I used the clear one. But I'll give you guys a better look at it when I take it off. I'm just gonna put my regular foot on. Sierra, don't hurt me.
Yes.
Can you get me a Diet Dr. Pepper?
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I get one of the ice waters?
Yeah. I tried putting them in the refrigerator for you as well. So there's this foot here. And it has it so that it can, like, it moves as well. So, okay, you guys see that? See that? So it kind of gauges where you need it to be according to this spring here. Like it can go tighter, it can looser. How much does it move? You know, just depending on your thing. So it's really adjustable with height and everything. It has to be a high shank or high ankle like this in order to go on it. It's not like the ones on a regular domestic where you just flip the little hinge on the back and then the bottom of the foot drops out. So it has to be a high shank foot. Thank you. So that's that one, and that's what I like about it because it has the cross hashes, so you can really see it. My machine is a new tech. So it's comparable to a Juki 1181N. I think that's what Shinova has advised me. Shinova is like the whiz when it comes to sewing machines because she has so many sewing machines. She knows which one is closest to mine. The only difference with mine is mine's computerized. It's an actual like computer module on the side. It's not here. So some of the newer computerized machines, it's like a thing that comes out here, or it's an LCD, like a screen, touch screen over here. And mine has it to the side, so you guys can see a little bit. So mine has this. It's like a module, so it controls the belt and everything, and the speed and intact. The computer the computer itself tells me different things. So this is my speed control. I'm up to 2,300 stitches a minute if I wanted to. I can do automatic cut and lots of different things. Tack down bar stitching, lots of different ways of programming it. I don't do all that fancy stuff, but you could. You could if you wanted to. So was there one in there for you, sweetheart?
So what?
Was there a water for you that was cold? Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to show you what I do next. And then I'm going to take it to the big cutting table to cut off the edges with the ruler, just to make sure I get straight edges. And then, I'm not going to do that on camera though. I showed that on camera with the video that's coming out this weekend with quilting the table runner. So a lot of the same techniques I'm doing, but the only difference is with the table runner one, I left this foot on because I was doing straight stitching. So I didn't do free motion. I just did straight stitching. So do you need to have a free motion foot in order to quilt? No. The cylinder arm is a Juki or Juki 8B, and it's similar to the Thor that Lauren has, if I'm not mistaken. It's just an off-brand. It's a generic. If that makes sense. I have a lot of generic machines. Because running a studio, I have a lot of overhead costs and things like that I have to consider. But good questions, guys. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and just tack down the border. I'm going to have to tack it down again after I do my trimming. Sometimes this border is pretty, it could stay this size, but I really like to square it up so that I might lose a little bit in the squaring off portion, but I'd rather have it be squared than this border be as wide as it is. Okay. So now I'm just starting somewhere. I'm just trying to make sure that this could be bunched, but I don't want it getting stuck like on the edge of the table or anything like that. That's what helps kind of keep things moving. I'm going to put my stitch length to it number 5 so it's nice and long and keep it going. So the good thing about a lot of the domestic machines is you can drop your feed dogs. I have the option of putting like a plate over mine, but I don't see the purpose of that with my machine. It does just fine with the darting foot because the darting foot hovers over. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go this way. So just so you guys can see, I'm doing this and I'm doing just a small portion, stopping and then realigning because there's, if you put this whole thing hanging down, it's going to drag. And that's what you don't want. You don't want drag. And I'm really just, it started shifting. So see how when I started over here, it's going to bunch up over there. So, like I said, it's no big deal. But that's also why I make sure my batting and my backing is larger by at least 2 inches all the way around. There we go. That's better. And I'm really making sure that this is trying to stay as flat as possible. I'm holding it down. You'll see me do that a lot on the video too. I had to do voiceover on the video because my kids were here that day. We had a lot going on. And instead of me not recording, I just recorded and said, I'll just do the voiceover. I was like, that's fine. I'll just do voiceover. Does that machine come with a walking foot? The cylinder arm is a walking foot. Yes. Ooh, did someone text me? I don't know. I just heard bing. Oh, Sierra, can you get my purse and grab me my AirPod holder thing? And because I have the AirPod in my ear, but it's dead. It's been dead. Not that I'm listening to anything on it, but it's just helpful for me to actually have one of those. Yeah, that I could charge this one. Here you go. Oh, the one I'm using. No, this one is not a walking foot machine. This is a very, it's just a straight normal thing. It doesn't have a walking foot, no. She's not moving around at all?
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, she might be a little bit now, but before she was just going in and out.
Okay. Well, we've only been on the live for an hour and 40 minutes, so. So, Wendy, remember when you came to the workshop and you, we were using the straight, that was exactly the same model as this one. It's just another generic brand instead of the actual Juki. And I was hoping to work with the manufacturer to get more industrials and then be able to, like, you know, have some available if anybody wanted to purchase one or something like that. But it was I'm not going to say it was the worst thing ever, but it was a nightmare because I had this cylinder arm here. It wouldn't even stitch properly at all. Right out of the box, it wouldn't stitch right. Half of the other machines, the timing was off. And then one of them, the entire side hand wheel was like, it was like dropped on its side, so it was actually embedded into the machine, so the motor wouldn't even run. So with all those issues, and then having to, you know, trying to get them worked out and everything, it was really not a fun process. But we got it worked out. And on Alibaba. Yeah, they're on Alibaba. And so with that whole process, I was like, nope. I'm not going to sell someone a machine that, you know, doesn't have good customer service behind it. So it's all right. We live and learn. All the machines are working now except for one. So we had the machine mechanic guy come in and go through all of them, make sure everything was good before the workshop, and then he fixed this machine, the cylinder arm. What happened was when they installed the needle shank, it was too low by like 1/4 of an inch, so that's why it wouldn't stitch right, and it kept breaking a needle. So that had something to do with how it was made. So yeah. All right, we're back to the beginning, and we are done. We're done. We are done. We are done. Look at how pretty. Look at that. Can you guys see that? So when you first get started, you might get critical over like, oh goodness, it's just too much here or not enough there or anything like that. But when you see it overall, it's just pretty. It's just pretty. And I really liked like the diamond kind of thing that I had going on here. You see like the diamond X's kind of thing. I think that was really cool too. Kind of got some geometric in there with some swirlies. So that's the quilt. And it is done. Sierra, can you go get me the other quilt? I just want to show them what it looks like, the piecing. And I'll try to get that quilt pattern on the description box as well for you guys. This pattern I got from Etsy. The other one I got from Shabby Fabric. I like, but not as much as Angela and Jenny from Missouri Star Quilt Company. Shabby Fabrics. It's okay. It's not that bad, but it's just, I don't know. To each their own. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm not for everybody. That's for sure. Oh, I snorted. So how can I expect everybody else to be for me? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? A jelly bean? Okay, ready? Boom. So here is the quilting for this one. This one has a lot of like border fabric in it. It is amazing. So it's pretty much a 9 patch with fussy cutted. These here, we fussy cut those with some polka dots and some gingham and just long stripes, long like borders kind of thing. Again, this fabric I had to order. The gingham I had to order to match this one. Luckily the polka dot ones I didn't have to buy because I wanted it to be a little bit of a darker pop of a pink, like that pink in here. But everything else I wanted it to be muted. So I actually custom printed those fabrics. So, Gypsy woman, I am a self admitted fabric snob. Yeah, I had to. I just couldn't find what I was looking for, so I just went ahead and designed and ordered it myself and just made all this. So I literally designed this striped fabric and everything. The original fabric, the original pattern was actually made using a specific fabric that will look very similar to this, but it's discontinued. They don't make it anymore. So this is the way I had to do it. And this is the actual exact pattern that I was commissioned to do. So, and I told her, I said, it's gonna include custom fabric, so it's gonna be more. And she's like, I don't care. So I was like, okay, no problem. All right, guys. Let's see. I'll put you guys this way. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for staying tuned with me today and doing free motion quilting. Hopefully you learned something new today. And thanks for staying tuned through my channel, like through all of my crafting and fabric adventures, sewing adventures, because I pretty much will go down any rabbit hole. Quilting, garment making, bag making. I don't know. I might do one of those rope carpet thingies or something like that. But I know I'm going to be making Luna a bed for sure. And maybe like a little jacket. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole probably. So if you guys know of anything you want me to show you guys, I can do that. A jelly roll rug. That's what it's called. Thank you, Wendy. That's right. So Margaret already asked to show a basic baby quilt, so I'll work on that. So that may be after the dog bed, because Luna is getting, oh my God, I took her to the vet yesterday and she's already 5 pounds heavier than what she was when I first got her. So she's in 3 weeks has gained 5 pounds. So she is going to be a big dog. Yes. Yes, she is. Sandra, does that end stay like that? No, the end does not stay like this. So I'm going to end up cutting it off. And I show that on the video that's uploading this weekend for the table runner that I made on my live 2 weeks ago. I actually did the quilting, and I show you that I cut off the excess and then I bind it. So I show you how I bind it. So it actually gets bound. There's a couple of different methods to binding. You can not cut this as much and then fold it over again and do like a self-binded